I think it's pretty safe to say that Marvel Studios has become a place known for many of the top actors and of course directors that have taken part in building this massive multimedia franchise. But shockingly, one name that's known to many nerds who actually has a history with Marvel Comics has never appeared or worked with Marvel Studios. That happens to be Kevin Smith. Now with Kevin Smith's track record, it's kind of shocking, but we'll talk about what he wants to do with Marvel Studios. So obviously, I think many people know who Kevin Smith is. He started off as a very small-time, very small-budgeted indie director, and of course exploded into a bigger name in Hollywood that's still a indie director, let's be real. He's never had that giant, $50-100 million budget, but of course he runs a podcast and everything. He's worked for Marvel and DC Comics, written some pretty impressive stuff there, and when it comes to DC Comics, he's even directly directed things and worked behind the scenes on some of the things going on TV, which is pretty impressive. Now recently, when he was making the rounds talking about his dream job, Marvel Studios was brought up, and he kind of wanted to elaborate on it, instead saying he would not want to direct anything, which honestly was kind of shocking. You'd think he would want to because, hey, it's a directing gig and he'd get paid more. He said his dream is to be in something involved with Marvel Studios, sort of like a cameo or a role, if you will. And honestly, I'm shocked this hasn't happened in any capacity. I mean, it sort of makes sense. He's a busy man, and what would they do, and what could they do, and where would they put him? And I'm surprised he hasn't made like a cameo as like a school teacher for Peter Parker, or a comic book owner, or something in a Spider-Man movie. But honestly, it's really one of these things that I think they're just kind of waiting. Something will happen down the road. And if you guys remember, the audio from Stan Lee that was taken out of Mallrats was because Kevin Smith was like, yeah, you guys can use this because you don't have new audio for Stan Lee's cameo since he passed away, but here's him saying Mallrats and reading the thing. So again, he's worked with Marvel Studios, just not in any sort of big capacity that's beyond, going to a set, looking at it, talking to his friends there, and maybe they'll work something out. I would certainly like to see Kevin Smith do something because I think he's very talented. I wouldn't mind if he was given like a episode of something to direct on Disney Plus, or maybe one of the other series that they're developing on one of their other studios, which would be kind of cool. Maybe something on ABC when Kevin Feige, if he lets them have anything, or just let him direct an episode of, I don't know, Moon Knight or something that he's, very well versed in, I would say, because he's worked on darker characters and he knows these elements and he loves the comics, so let him do something like that.